Hello everybody. Once again I am here with you for the new session and the new semester, and the new topic is to be there. So today we will see regarding the heat and thermodynamics paper number 3. It is towards me, and the first unit already we have discussed what type of the syllabi is to be there for the heat and thermodynamics. And in this, the first unit is the thermometry. This one is the simplest unit of all the 4 units, and it cost only 2 hours or the 1 hour or job. If you read these notes related to the thermometry, that will give you definitely 10 marks. So today we will see its name is a thermometry, and it's simply showing you what it means to be as an the thermometer that you use regularly for the measurement of the body temperature. So let's see what exactly the thermometry means, and what is exactly the types of the thermometers are to be there. So basically, the thermometry, or the branch, we can say it is the branch of the which is to be uh, heat related, and to measure the temperature of the body, and it is called as a thermometry. That means to be the branch of the heat related to the measurement of the temperature of a body is called as thermometry. And basically, nowadays all of us aware about that in this pandemic situation, this is one of the factor that the temperature if rises by the 97 degree, above that 97 degree Fahrenheit, then it is to be as an some sort of careful to be look at exactly if you have any fever or something. So this is what to be as an thermometry is meaning to be. And as far as this thermometry is to be there, which is to be based with the making for the thermometer, the few things are very much important, and which is totally this thermometry or the thermometer is dependent on the temperature, where the rise in the temperature, that it shows how much amount of rise is there in the temperature. And to making any type of the thermometer, few things, three things you have to take into account. The first one is the construction part, and for that the physical property plays an important role for the construction of the thermometer. And basically we are aware about that, although we are using a nowadays digital type of the thermometer, but the base is to be the older one. If you know, there is a mercury which plays a very important role in this thermometer, and this mercury is the one part of the your thermometer, and is based on the expansion basically. As the temperature rises, the mercury expansion will gives you rise in the temperature variation shows, and that is based with the one of the thermometer liquid based. Another one is the type where the platinum resistance is to be there, and platinum resistance means that as the temperature is increases, the resistance goes on changing in the such type of the thermometers, where the platinum resistance is going to be used. Means the thermometers made up with this platinum resistance are dependent on the change in the resistance. Also there are gas thermometers are to be there, and these gas thermometers are based on the change in the volume and the pressure with respect to the temperature is to be there. Means as the temperature goes on increasing, whatever be the gas inside that thermometer, their volume, its volume and the pressure is also going to be changing. With respect to this volume and the pressure change, the rise in the temperature is shown on the thermometer. and thus the construction of the thermometer is very important, and what type of the thermometer we are preparing, according to that the choice of the substance is to be there, and the physical properties of these particularly various materials which is going to be used, either gas, either liquid or the resistance, all that go shows you variation with the temperature. And that's why while constructing any type of the thermometer, these properties of these materials are very much important, because they should be sensitive, in that sense they should show variation with the temperature. The second one factor which is to be very much important is calibration. In this case, in the thermometry making of thermometer, the second important factor is calibration. Basically the thermometer should be calibrated properly. That means it should show correct reading, and that is the standard of that, that should be error minimized thermometer should be there. And that is very important factor, as we are measuring the temperature of any body. The standard fixed points like melting and the boiling point of the ice and the silver or the gold or the particularly water taken at fixed points, means wherever the such type of the calibrations are done, that time these factors are taken into account, that is melting point and the boiling point of water, gold and the silvers are to be there. And with this case the scale are to be built up in basically the dividing interval in between two fixed points, either boiling point or the melting point of either water or anything. In that case the centigrade scale is built by basically uh, the interval, dividing the interval between the melting and the boiling point of water, and it gives you 100 equal parts. As we know that the temperature is 100 degree, 101 degree centigrade, it is to be said. It is because it is made in the 100 fixed points, or the melting and the boiling point of the ice is to water, and the ice is to be there, and melting point for the ice and the boiling point for the water is to be there. And in between this, whatever the scale comes, it is divided in 100 points, and that's why we can say either the temperature is 20 degree centigrade or 100 degree centigrade, that is depending on the scale, and each part representing 1 degree variation. Again the Fahrenheit is the another scale, which is basically in our country we are not generally using the centigrade, but Fahrenheit is the standard scale where it is used in the other countries. And according to the easiness that is to be used, and Fahrenheit scale is built by dividing the interval into 180 equal parts for the boiling and the melting point, and this is what the scale for the Fahrenheit is to be there. Second thing was to be calibration, and the third thing for the thermometer is based, that is the sensitiveness. That every time when the thermometer is going to be used, it should be sensitive, it should show the correct measurement or the correct temperature. And for that thermometer construction, a calibrated should be a sensitive, and it should be thermometer should be a sensitive, it should show the sharpness variation correctly and sensitively. And that's why this sensitive calibration is to be done. It is to be if it is detect small changes in the temperature, either for a very small change, it should show us on the your thermometer. For again it shows basically sensitiveness should be seen again through the temperature. It shows the temperature of the body, is a short time, a very short time it should show. And lastly, it should not take larger quantity of the heat from the body whose temperature is being measured. म्हणजे काय की जर समजा सेन्सिटिव्ह टेम्परेचर थर्मोमीटर जर आपल्याला बघायचं असेल तर त्याची सेन्सिटिव्ह हीनेस हे कशावर दिसते तर एक तर म्हणजे थोडं जरी व्हेरिएशन असेल टेम्परेचरमध्ये तर ते आपल्याला इमिजिएटली थर्मामीटरवर दिसावं. दुसरं within the short time, it should not take larger time to show what exactly the temperature is to be there. And the last is to be, for showing that temperature it should not take larger amount of the heat. म्हणजे त्या थर्मामीटरने जास्त अमाऊंट ऑफ द हीट ॲब्झॉर्ब करू नये जो स्केल आहे किंवा जे ॲक्च्युली टेम्परेचर आहे ते शो करण्यासाठी. सो दिस इज व्हॉट द सेन्सिटिव्हनेस दॅट थर्मामीटर शुड हॅव. And that's why these three factors are very important: construction, calibration, and the sensitiveness. These are the major factors for making a good thermometers are to be there. If you have seen nowadays the advanced technology is too much in this corona pandemic situation. If you have seen, the thermometers are not only digital but also laser thermometers are also used, because they will not touch to your body. In corona we know this in situation, in the COVID situation, you can't touch to the body affected person. So in that case, if I wants to know the temperature of that particular patient, then these laser type of the detectors type of the thermometers are going to be used, that shows without touching to the body the exact temperature of that particular body is to be there. So this is what the important things required for making any thermometer are to be there. So everything is to be depending on the temperature rise and what type of the materials you are using. They should be having that much sensitive and that much calibrated or that much effective variation they should show regarding the change in the temperature is to be there. So let's move towards the types of the thermometers. The first one, which is already we have seen, that is called as your liquid thermometers. And these liquid thermometers, basically the one of the known mercury, if we are aware about that, the mercury and the alcohol thermometers comes under these liquid thermometers. And in this type of the thermometer, the liquid thermometers are based on the basically the principle of the change in the volume of a liquid with the change in the temperature. That means जर समजा टेम्परेचरमध्ये राईज झाला तर ह्याच्या व्हॉल्यूममध्ये सुद्धा चेंज होतो. आणि ह्याचं बेसिक प्रिन्सिपल जे आहे, इफ द लिक्विड टेम्परेचरचं थर्मोमीटरचं जे काय आहे हे कोणत्या बेसवर आहे, जसं राईज इन द टेम्परेचर होईल व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ द दॅट पर्टिक्युलर लिक्विड इज गोइंग टू बी चेंजिंग, and due to that the variation in the temperature that can be shown. And for this the mercury and the alcohol thermometers are going to be used. So in the liquid thermometers, the volume is going to be sharply changing with the your what you called as a temperature variation. Second one, another thermometers is to be gas thermometer. Now in this thermometer these are based on the principle of the change in the pressure and the volume. Let's see this change in the pressure and the volume. जसं आत्ता आपण आधी आपण डिस्कस केलं की जर समजा गॅस थर्मोमीटर घेतला तर त्याच्यामध्ये व्हेरिएशन जर टेम्परेचरमध्ये जर झालं तर त्याच्या गॅसच्या प्रेशरमध्ये आणि व्हॉल्यूममध्ये चेंज होतो. आणि विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दॅट चेंज द थर्मोमीटर शोज चेंज इन द टेम्परेचर अँड स्केल विल बी शोन अकॉर्डिंग टू दॅट. आणि त्या प्रकारच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये कॅलेंडर कॉन्स्टंट, द प्रेशर थर्मोमीटर कॉन्स्टंट, व्हॉल्यूम हायड्रोजन थर्मामीटर्स आर गोइंग टू बी यूज्ड. अशा प्रकारचे जे थर्मामीटर्स आहेत बेसिकली त्यामध्ये हे हायड्रोजन म्हणजे जे काही गॅस थर्मामीटर्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये अशा प्रकारच्या गॅसेस यूज करतात. आणि ते गॅस जे आहेत व्हॉल्यूम जसं टेम्परेचरमध्ये चेंज होईल त्याच्या व्हॉल्यूममध्ये आणि प्रेशरमध्ये चेंज झाला की ते स्केलमध्ये होणारा व्हेरिएशन दाखवतो आणि त्यानुसार सेन्सिटिव्हली किती टेम्परेचरमध्ये व्हेरिएशन आहे ते सुद्धा इंडिकेट करतं. त्याच्यानंतर आहे रेजिस्टन्स थर्मोमीटर. रेजिस्टन्स थर्मोमीटर, नो डाऊट इट इज बेस्ड ऑन द प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ द चेंज इन द रेजिस्टन्स विथ द चेंज इन द टेम्परेचर. जसं टेम्परेचरमध्ये फरक पडेल तसं रेजिस्टन्समध्ये फरक पडेल आणि त्यानुसार तो स्केल व्हॅरी होत राहील. आणि अशा प्रकारच्या रेजिस्टन्स थर्मामीटरमध्ये प्लॅटिनम रेजिस्टन्स थर्मामीटर येतात, ज्याच्यामध्ये की हाय टेम्परेचरसुद्धा व्हेरिएशन, जे मोठमोठे कारखाने वगैरे आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये ह्या बेसिकली रेजिस्टन्स थर्मामीटरचा वापर करतात, जिथं की लार्जर अँड लार्जर टेम्परेचर व्हेरिएशन असते, थाउजंड्स ऑफ डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड टेम्परेचर असते. त्या ठिकाणी ते मटेरियल तेवढं स्ट्रॉंग लागते की जिथं की थर्मामीटरसुद्धा सेफ राहावं. आणि अशा ठिकाणी प्लॅटिनम रेजिस्टन्स प्लेज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रोल फॉर द हायर टेम्परेचर measurement. And this type of the thermometers basically based with the resistance change with respect to the temperature. Another one is the thermoelectric thermometers are to be there, and in this the basic principle of this thermoelectric thermometers is to be there. These are based on the principle of the thermoelectricity, and basically wherever the production of the your EMF, thermo EMF in the thermocouple, when the two junctions are at a different temperatures are to be there. So again, wherever the electric thermometers are going to be used, it is based with the change in the particularly different at the different thermocouples, whatever the change in this two different temperatures, it will be show in the thermo EMF way. And this is how the thermoelectric thermometers works. And for example, this is iron, and the constant is to be there, copper and the constant is to be there, which is to be used in the thermoelectric thermometers. Another one is to be well known thermometer are to be the platinum, and different types of the materials, chromium and the aluminum, and different types of the materials are going to be used there. The another one thermometer is to be there, radiation thermometers are to be there. And the principle based on this basically for the such type of the thermometers are quantity of the heat radiation emitted by body. It is based with the particular case, and the parameter is the one of the example. Means the radiation variation, it is totally based on the quantity of the heat radiation. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर व्हेरिएशन झाल्यानंतर हीट किती रॅडिएट करायलेत त्याच्यावर radiation emitted by that particular body is going to be calculated. And in this way, the such type of the thermometers are nothing but to be called your radiation thermometer. And another one is to be your vapor pressure thermometer. Now basically vapor pressure thermometers are to be based on the principle of the change in the vapor pressure and with respect to the change in the temperature. म्हणजे जे काही व्हेरिएशन जेव्हा केव्हा थर्मोमीटरमध्ये आपण बेस त्याचा जर समजा व्हेपर प्रेशर थर्मोमीटर्समध्ये बेसिकली हे टोटली चेंज जो आहे तुमचा व्हेपर प्रेशर जेव्हा चेंज होईल विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द टेम्परेचर, त्यानुसार त्याच्यामध्ये स्केलमध्ये व्हेरिएशन दाखवतो. आणि such type of the thermometers are to be as a measure for the low temperatures. And basically the helium vapor pressure thermometers are to be there, which are the example of this such type of the your vapor pressure thermometers are to be there. Another one known as your metallic thermometers are to be there. And in this it is based with the principle of expansion of the solids, basically expansion of the solids, the metrology for the recording of the change in the temperature. Means whatever be these expansion of the solids are to be there, these are used uh, in the metrology for the recording of the change in the temperature. म्हणजे बायमेटॅलिक थर्मामीटर्स जे आहेत ह्यांचं बेसिक प्रिन्सिपल आहे एक्सपेन्शन ऑफ द सॉलिड्स. म्हणजे जसं टेम्परेचर वाढेल तर सॉलिडमध्ये त्या एक्सपान्शन त्यानुसार राईज होईल किंवा कमी होईल, कॉम्प्रेस होईल, ते व्हेरिएशन त्यानुसार ते स्केलमध्ये दाखवेल. आणि मेटलॉजी फॉर द रेकॉर्डिंग ऑफ द चेंज इन द टेम्परेचर इज टू बी देअर, and these are also used in the measure at a high altitude is to be there. Another one is to be magnetic thermometers. मॅग्नेटिक फील्डमध्ये येणाऱ्या व्हेरिएशनवर सुद्धा जे काही थर्मोमीटर बनवतात त्या बेसवर मीन्स दीज आर बेस्ड ऑन द प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ द चेंज इन द susceptibility of substance with the temperature. These are useful for the low temperature नियर द ॲब्सोल्यूट झिरो टेम्परेचर. म्हणजे मॅग्नेटिक थर्मोमीटर्स जेव्हा की जिथं की अतिशय लो टेम्परेचर आहे 0 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेडपर्यंत टेम्परेचर बर्फ असणाऱ्या प्रदेशामध्ये असते त्या ठिकाणी ह्या प्रकारचं मॅग्नेटिक थर्मोमीटरचा यूज करतात. आणि अशा पद्धतीने हे वेगवेगळे जे अशा प्रकारचे 7 ते 8 थर्मोमीटर्सचे टाईप्स आहेत, ज्याच्यामध्ये की बरेचसे थर्मोमीटर्स आपल्याला नोन आहेत. लिक्विड, गॅस आणि रेजिस्टन्स असे वेल नोन असे 3 प्रकार आपल्याला माहिती आहेत. आणि बाकीचे उरलेल्या ह्या वेगवेगळ्या पद्धतीने काही व्हेपर व्हेरिएशन असेल किंवा प्रेशर असेल ऑफ द लिक्विड किंवा व्हॉल्यूम असेल, ह्या चेंजवर त्याच्यामध्ये with respect to the temperature change they दाखवतात. So these are the types of the thermometer, and that thermometry is totally based on the related with the branch which is related with the heat, and the variation in the heat is to be measured in that case, and the thermometers based on this variation of the different temperatures, and such type of the case where it is called to gas and thermometry. So thank you for the joining this session, and be at home and be safe. Thank you.